Buck LeVasseur showed us the Upper Peninsula for over 30 years. It's time for a look back. It's time for rediscovering.
I have actually caught walleyes. You catch walleye?
Yeah, we got a few of them.
We got a couple slabbers. You bring them back to fillet?
Yeah, well, they're in the boat there.
You know,
we had about
catch and release is only for backstage at a country show. You know, you just get rid of them. Now, that was a lot of fun, man. I love the UP, and I got my first walleye, Buck.
All
It was
right.
kind of cute. Rocco got a walleye and a sheephead. My nephew, Brennan, got a walleye and a sheephead. Most of them were just under the magic 15-inch mark, you know?
Oh, yeah,
Which I don't understand, Buck, because I have 12-inch pans. Isn't there a special regulation for rock and roll guitar players in between concerts? If you have a 12-inch pan, you could be able to fillet a 12-inch walleye. I bet they're the most delicious of all.
Rock legend and full-time hunter Ted Nugent loves his native Michigan, especially the Upper Peninsula. Ted was in the UP recently for a concert and took time out to go walleye fishing on Little Beta Knock. Well, we'll check that out next on Discovering. Plus,
You got it, man. Mighty beautiful knives. These Wolverine knives are world class, aren't they? You got it, man.
Thank you, sir.
God bless you. Now go gut something with something.
Wolverine Knife Works in Rapid River was the site of a Nugent book signing when he was here, and although the company is just a little over a year old, it's going places.
Our first dealer was about 15 months ago, and we've got over 110 dealers now nationwide.
The Wolverine knife, it's new, it's rugged, and it's got a lifetime guarantee. We'll learn all about them and more next on Upper Michigan's very own Discovering.
The secret streams that flow beneath the cliffs of colored stone. Forest thick and healthy with birch and pine and oak. Surrounded by the greatest lakes this world has ever known. The black bear's awesome presence as he roams the hills and fields. Call of the timber wolf, the loon's lonesome trill. The eagle soaring high above, the trout lies deep and still. These are what I treasure, the only way I measure feelings that I have for this fine land. There is so much to discover when you're a long-time lover of northern Michigan.
Rediscovering is brought to you in part by 906 Outdoors Cooking Wild Seasonings. Make it fresh, make it yours. Get yours today at cookingwildseasonings.com.
Hi everybody and welcome to Discovering. Well, you've probably heard his name. It certainly is in the news a lot. Rock legend Ted Nugent. Ted was up doing a performance a couple of weeks ago, and I had a chance to go out and do a little fishing with some of his family members and a couple of the guys in the band. Well, Ted was trying to catch his first legal walleye. Believe it or not, he had never caught a legal walleye. Well, he does a lot of hunting, but he does very little fishing. But on this day, he became a UP fisherman. Michigan native Ted Nugent has been playing rock and roll since his youth. Unlike many rock stars of his era that have gone by the wayside either through substance abuse or a dwindling fan base, the Nuge has kept his popularity through new and classic rock and his incredible youthful energy. It all comes from clean living and his love for the great outdoors.
and this is a great program that's teaching kids that you can get high and drool on yourself and be a worthless idiot, or you can be responsible, you can get your hunter safety certificate, you can really feel that sensual existence and know where you came from and know where you're going, because the spirit of the wild, when he enters your life, man, can you rock and roll. The spirit of the wild runs strong and free in my life, and it's because of the time I spend outdoors, especially up here in God's country like the UP and the different maneuvers I'm able to pursue every year across this great country of ours. It recharges my batteries. It sets me up so that I can continue being a working hard, playing hard, bright-eyed, bushy-tailed guy who has a control over his life. And whether it's chasing pat and woodcock in the alders, or sitting over a bear bait at the edge of a cedar swamp, or waiting for the almighty white-tailed deer in October, November, these are the times that make my life the quality life that it is, and allows me to be a good parent, and I'd like to think a incredible guitar player. And it really keeps my perspective. I plunge with all my heart and soul back into my primal roots so that I allow my instincts to stay focused, and it's the same attitude that allowed me to spit in the face and defy silly, worthless, petty trends of drugs and alcohol and the silliness of the rock and roll community. It allowed me to distance myself from that silliness when I would escape and get into the woods and the swamps, and this is a magic, magic time of year for me.
Ted spoke those words to Discovering viewers back in 1992. Now, 11 years later, his message is still the same. Apathetic sportsmen and women must rally, get involved to protect our rights to hunt, fish, trap, and own firearms.
I killed you. Ready for this? One season. Ready? And this is legal.
Ted, along with son Rocco and nephew Brennan, are in the boat of local pro angler Kim Chief Papanaw, who, along with several friends, donated their time and boats to help the Nugent family better enjoy their stay in Escanaba. Also along, shooting video for Ted's highly touted TV show Spirit of the Wild, is good friend Jenny Olson of Michigan Out of Doors TV. Now, the waters on Little Bay de Noc are a little rough today, so it's just as well that Ted's busy schedule only allows us to fish for 2 hours.
We're up here in the Upper Peninsula, what I consider to be sacred Spirit of the Wild hunting and fishing blood brother grounds, and we rock and roll here at the casino for a couple nights. And typically rock and rollers will order room service and hang out at the room, but when I'm in the UP, baby, I gotta slap me something. So we're gonna get some walleyes with His Majesty the Chief, I understand, the gonzo man of walleye fishermen. We're out here in Little Bay de Noc, and I've got my nephew, Brennan. You're 10 years old now, Brennan?
Yep.
Brennan is 10, and he's an experienced fisherman. He's fished all through Florida and all through Michigan. And of course, my guide and outfitter, Rocco Winchester Nugent, who is going to be 13 next week. Mrs. Nugent is at home writing articles for our magazine celebrating the great UP outdoor experience. So we're going to try to get us some walleyes, because I made a confession earlier. I apologize because I claim to be a Michiganiac. I claim to be a Michigan guy, but I've never caught a walleye. This is embarrassing. It's almost like not playing dangerous Chuck Berry guitar licks on a guitar and calling yourself a rock and roller. So I'm going to baptize myself with Chief, and we're going to get us some walleyes, and we'll actually catch them, slab them, and cook them up for dinner, so my guitar playing tonight will be extra UP-like. Yeah, my boys know how to fish pretty good. They probably know how to fish better than I do. I've only fished for bluegills and bass and perch and
tasty stuff.
And stuff in little lakes, but I've also caught some big wahoo stuff out in the big ocean. But I don't think you're a real fisherman until you've actually brought home a Michigan walleye. So my baptism is imminent.
Who else is out here on these other boats with you?
Also, we've got Barry Sparks, my world-class virtuoso blood brother of rhythm and blues. My bass guitarist and vocalist is here. Tommy Clefetto's my drummer, slept in this morning. Boy, is he going to be sorry. We've also got Ray Goslin and Andy Kolozewski, who are our directors for Ted Nugent United Sportsmen of America and Canada. And Ray is also proudly representing the Canadian Outdoor Heritage Alliance, of which I'm a board member, but we literally dedicate our lives today to fight for improved, upgrade fishing, hunting, trapping, and gun rights freedoms. That's really what Ray and Andy dedicate their lives to. So we like to give ourselves a bonus once in a while by actually participating in the rights that we fight for. So they're out here having a time. They came down from Canada to join us, and everybody knows that Chief is the top dog of walleye slapping. So we're gonna see if we can't slap some walleyes. Cool, huh? Yeah, Brendan, let Brendan haul that boulder in.
Okay. Hold that pole just like that there.
Yeah, look, that fish went down now, huh?
Yeah, okay. What you do is just keep that pole there and just wind, that's all. Okay, there you go. It's a lot easier.
Yeah,
is it?
He was even saying walleyes don't fight hard.
Oh yeah. Okay, stop winding now. What you do, all you do is just go up there like that and bring it to me. Whoop, there we go.
That's a little walleye, huh?
That's a walleye, yeah.
Now, isn't that a pancaper there?
Well, they have to be 15 inches, Ted.
Have to be. Dude, I got a 12-inch.
Yeah. The graphic says, you know, you don't throw a 12-inch panfish away. The walleyes have to be 15
They
inches.
have to be, huh? Yeah, these are the ones that take a knife best of all.
Yeah.
All right, go grow.
Well, that was Brennan's small fish. Now it's Rocco's chance to haul in a bait-and-knock eye.
It's a little bit harder than a bluegill.
But you know, walleyes are notorious for not really fighting.
Well, yes and no.
I imagine you get a whopper on there.
This time of the year, they put up a little more spunk, but when the water warms up, they slow down.
Yeah, I'll bet. Yeah, that's a keeper. That's lunch.
I don't think it is.
No?
Okay, we don't have to do is pull it up by hand, the line. Just get this back to your pole. There you go.
There you go. Nugent has landed his first walleye. You don't think that's 15 inches?
Well, like all smaller fish out here, Chief has to put the walleye on the measuring board, as Rocco and Dad hope for the best.
Sail down, Ted.
Not quite. Look at that.
What do you got?
Just short.
This short. Catch and release.
Yeah, catch and release.
Kiss him goodbye?
Nah, you go ahead.
Oh, come on.
I got a rule. I don't sign female. You see a fish? Yeah, when he gets close, I'll just plug him.
I don't know.
Does it feel like something, Chief?
Yeah, there's something.
That feels like it's got some heft.
Oh. Well, okay, pull some line up by hand. There you go. Yep. Now, this is going to be... it's a keeper. It's a keeper. Yeah.
I bet you Chief can tell when
it's a keeper. Go ahead. You're the tail man.
Hey, look at that. We got slabbage. We got legal slabbage.
Ted Nugent's first legal
I have been baptized. All right.
Are you going to kiss this one?
I'll kiss my first damn walleye.
There you go, bud.
Look at that. I would eat. This is one that you want me to chew his head off?
Yeah.
Look at that, my first legal walleye. Now I'm gonna slab him.
How many inches? Now, Uncle Ted, you know how to clean them?
This is my first legal walleye I've ever caught. Now that doesn't mean I've caught a bunch of illegal ones. This is the first walleye I've ever caught. He's 15 and a half inches. All right. And he's got some really nice back straps on him. Yeah, we'll fillet him, man. We'll have him for lunch.
You know how?
We'll be ultra Michiganiacs tonight, man. Yeah, you think I might know how? I could fillet Chief.
Don't be a wimp. Wind that baby in.
You'd be surprised when he's caught. Now, Brendan, is this like catching big fish down in Florida in the ocean?
No.
But this is a good one, isn't it?
Yeah, this is awesome.
This is good for a walleye, huh?
All you do is flip that tab over.
Now, what do you do with this?
Just flip the tab over. If you're already in it, push it
right
real,
here?
yep, push it hard. Wind.
Wine.
The net's right there, Ted.
Oh, we got a two.
Oh, that's a big walleye.
Oh, that's a walleye, Booby.
That's a sheephead.
Is it a sheephead?
That's a sheephead.
That's a sheephead
walleye.
walleye.
That's a big sheephead. There you go.
Bring it right into the net.
Higher. Walk backwards.
There you go.
In just a short 90 minutes, the boys had caught 5 fish. Even those sheephead were fun to catch, and seeing kids out fishing is what it's all about.
It was a lot of fun, man. Chief did a great job. He took me to the hot spot, and it was a quickie, you know. It was in between concerts here at the casino. But I had fun, man. Thank you.
Very good experience.
We are Walleye blood brothers now. Now we got to go tune up the guitar. We're going to Wolverine Knife Works, and we're going to meet everybody in the UP who has a spirit and an attitude. And then tonight on stage at the Island Casino, man, we're going to rock out.
Ted and his lovely wife Shemaine spent a couple hours signing all kinds of outdoor gear and t-shirts and their best-selling books, God, Guns, and Rock and Roll, Kill It and Grill It, and Shemaine's new book, Married to a Rock Star. Incidentally, most of the proceeds of these book sales go to Ted's Camp for Kids, a project aimed at getting kids hooked on the outdoors and not drugs and alcohol. Some of those signed copies are still available at Wolverine Knife Works, which is where we'll go when Discovering returns. Stay tuned.
Rediscovering is brought to you in part by 906 Outdoors Cooking Wild Seasonings.
Better than best regards. On the handles, you like them? How you doing, man? Nice to see you. Buck, you wouldn't believe how many weapons I've signed in my life.
I can imagine.
Beautiful knives. These Wolverine knives are world class, aren't they? You got it, man.
On Saturday, June 28th, nearly 1,000 people passed through a line at Wolverine Knife Works in downtown Rapid River. Many saw a Wolverine knife for the first time. Now, getting an endorsement from Ted Nugent was a feather in their cap. You see, it's a new business owned by avid outdoorsmen, one that has made great strides in a very short period of time.
Well, basically, about 15 months ago, we decided to start doing some knife refurbishing in our garage just as a hobby. And we did that for about a month, and we decided to make a few of our own models and took them to a retailer. And the retail ordered 130 of them. So we thought, well, there might be a market, you know, for these, and it just kind of snowballed from there. Our first dealer was about 15 months ago, and we've got over 110 dealers now nationwide.
Wow, that's quite a lot of growth in a short period of time.
It is, it is. It's a lot.
It's scary?
It's scary and fun at the same time.
Well, Chris Durson and his partner Scott Honkinen are making custom crafted knives with quality materials. And the best part is that these knives come with a lifetime guarantee. If it dulls, bring it in. When you leave, it'll be just like new.
Basically, Buck, what we've got here is a Cocobolo whitetail chub. This is one of our newest models, and we're going to be adding this to our line. This is how they start out. They're pretty rough. They don't look very nice when they start. Big block of wood on a little chunk of antler, some brass, and some spacers. But after we go through, rough out all the extra material, take it down with some fine grit belts, this here is what you're going to end up with. This is the finished product right here, sharpened. Also, there's a little, we do a little laser engraving on our whitetail. Just it adds to the knife. It's really pretty. We can do custom 2003 on the back, whitetail. We can put names on there or on the blade. We're pretty much what we've come to now is it's unlimited what we can do. We've really grown a lot for a business that's been in business for a year. We put a lot of time and effort into making things work right. We've got a warranty policy that doesn't quit. People have been using these knives and they're very happy with them. The fillet knives have been very popular for the walleye fishermen. We've caught quite a few walleye this year and they've been working great. The chub has probably been in production now for 4 weeks, I believe it is, and we've been through almost 300 blades now. So we've been really busy. Very busy. We've just filled a really big order for J Sporting Goods. We just finished that today, and all those knives are right out on a bench, and you'll see those when we go out there and check those out.
Well, we make some obviously for this area of the of the United States. It's a heavy deer hunting, and so we really focus on a good gutting blade. such as the drop point blade, and also a skinning blade, because it's really a personal preference, but it's either the drop point or the skinner that most people are usually looking for. And we just came out with a new blade called the Chubb here a couple months ago, which is a great little skinning knife, good little pack knife, and it's just got a lot of different uses. Also, we make a knife called the Fin and Feather, which is I guess like a bird and trout knife, and that's good for just any kind of upland game, small panfish and that type of thing. And then we make our fillet knife, which is a great knife for walleye, salmon, bass, perch, trout, that type of thing. People always look for a lot of flex in a fillet knife. I'll be honest, ours don't bend in half, but they'll outcut one of those knives 20 to 1. And we offer a full lifetime warranty on all of our products. And you can bring that knife in 20 years from now and have us sharpen it and polish it. We still won't charge you anything. Now, with a knife with cheap steel that you can bend in half, it's got horrible edge retention, so you're sharpening it all the time. And 20 years from now, there won't be any blade left. So that's what sets ours apart from those.
They use as much local material as possible, including antlers. They're willing to buy or barter if necessary.
We're always looking for antlers, so if anybody's willing to bring in a bucket, we'll be more than happy to trade them off, or we buy them. Come on in. We'll set you up with a good knife.
Now, how do you really feel about it?
Meanwhile, you can learn about Ted Nugent's United Sportsmen of America and more by visiting their website at www.tednugent.com. We'll hear more from Ted regarding gun control on a future program. Well, that's just about it for this edition of Discovering. Until next week, this is Buck LeVasseur saying, get out and enjoy the great summer outdoors.